Hey everyone. So you wanted the lowdown on what makes a killer sales associate.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so we're diving deep into this workable article.
Workable.
That 10 plus proven sales associate interview questions
Oh, yeah.
with answers. It's from October 2024.
Cool. So pretty recent.
Super
Okay.
recent. Okay, so let's say we're building a sales team, right? Doesn't matter if it's online or like a regular store.
Mm-hmm.
What are those must-have qualities we'd be looking for?
The article goes big on communication, customer focus, and adaptability.
The big three, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. But let's unpack that a bit.
Yeah, because anyone can say, oh, I'm a people person.
Oh, totally. But what's that actually mean, like day to day on the sales floor?
Right, exactly.
You'll think about it, the sales associate is like the face of the company, right?
Yeah. Often the only person a customer actually talks to.
Right. So good communication isn't just about like being chatty.
Mhm.
It's about listening, understanding what the customer needs, and explaining things clearly.
Like whether it's some product feature or like some crazy store policy.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about all those times I've been in a store totally lost and like
Yeah.
a sales associate just swoops in and makes everything make sense.
That's a real skill.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah. Now add in customer focus, right? It's about genuinely caring about that customer's experience,
Hmm.
going that extra mile to make them feel valued.
Okay, but is there ever a time when like sticking to store policy trumps going above and beyond? I'm thinking like, the customer's trying to bend the rules
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a good point.
and the associate's got to hold firm.
Yeah, it's a balancing act for sure.
It is.
The article actually gives some pretty good examples of how to deal with those tricky situations.
Okay, like what?
Like what to do when a product's out of stock.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Right. The example they give emphasizes apologizing, offering alternatives,
Uh-huh.
maybe even taking down the customer's info so you can let them know when it's back.
So it's not just, nope, we're out. It's like turning that no into a positive thing.
Exactly. You got to have that adaptability to pull that off.
Speaking of curveballs, the article mentions damaged merchandise.
Oh, yeah, it's a tough one.
Seems like a recipe for conflict.
Totally. You got to stay calm, assess the situation.
Follow the store protocol, all that.
Yeah.
But still, there's room for that human touch.
Yeah, de-escalate. Show some empathy.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got communication, customer focus, adaptability.
Our big three.
Okay, but there's another piece of the puzzle, for me at least, when I think about sales.
Okay. Product knowledge.
Oh, yeah, can't forget that. The article even asks which product the candidate would most enjoy selling.
I love that question. Why do you think that matters?
Well, I bet you've been in situations where you're like, okay, I'm buying it.
Oh, all the time.
Just because the sales associate was so passionate.
Totally.
Right. That genuine enthusiasm is contagious.
Yeah.
When they believe in the product, it builds trust.
It's like they're sharing something they love.
Right. Yeah, not just trying to hit a sales target.
Exactly. But even with all the charm and product knowledge in the world, there's another layer to succeeding in retail,
Oh, for sure. What's that?
the operational side.
Ah, the less glamorous stuff.
Yeah, maybe not as exciting as closing a big sale, but super crucial for it.
Absolutely. Think about those operational skills.
Right.
Using the POS system, handling cash, even stocking shelves.
Mhm.
It's the backbone of a smooth-running store.
It's like the behind-the-scenes crew.
Right. Customers might not see it directly, but they definitely benefit
Oh, yeah,
from the efficiency and all that.
totally. So this workable article also gets into what they call behavioral interview questions.
Okay.
Things like, tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult customer, or describe a situation where you went above and beyond.
Classic interview questions.
What are interviewers really looking for with those?
You want to see those core skills in action, you know? They
Yeah.
want to hear how you've actually handled stuff, not just hypotheticals.
So it's not just saying I'm a good communicator.
Yeah.
It's showing how you actually use those skills.
Right, like to resolve a conflict or build rapport.
Yeah. Those stories give interviewers a glimpse into your work style.
Absolutely.
This is super helpful for anyone prepping for an interview, but also for anyone who's ever been on the other side of the counter trying to figure out what the sales associate is really thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a peek behind the curtain.
Right. You know, it's funny how those same skills we just talked about, they become even more important when you think about online sales.
That's what's so interesting to me about all this.
Yeah.
So much of what we discuss, like reading body language or building that face-to-face rapport, it seems impossible to do that online.
It's a whole different ballgame, but those core skills are still key.
Okay, so let's break that down.
Okay.
Take communication, for example.
Okay.
it's still vital, right?
Oh, yeah.
But instead of like hand gestures and tone of voice,
Right, you're just using words.
you're relying on writing.
Exactly. So you got to be even clearer and more concise.
Like when you're writing product descriptions or responding to emails.
Yeah, or even navigating a live chat.
So it's almost like you need to be an even better communicator online.
Yeah, because every word counts.
Okay, what about customer focus?
Oh, that's huge online.
In what way?
Well, online shoppers have different needs, you know.
Like what?
They might be overwhelmed by all the choices.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
Right, or worried about security or just missing that personal touch you get in a store.
Oh, that makes sense.
So a good online sales associate anticipates those concerns.
And addresses them head on.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these skills translate.
Yeah.
But what about product knowledge?
Okay.
Does that even matter as much online when a customer can just Google everything?
It matters more than ever.
Really?
Think about it. Online shoppers are bombarded with information.
True.
They need someone to cut through the noise.
So the sales associate becomes like a guide,
Exactly, a trusted advisor.
not just someone taking orders.
Right.
So it's less about reciting specs and more about curating information, highlighting the key benefits, maybe sharing customer reviews.
Yeah, make the product come alive online.
Okay? I'm convinced those core skills are adaptable,
Good.
but I'm curious about those challenging customer situations.
Yeah, what about them?
We talked about like product shortages and damaged merchandise in a store.
Right.
What are some of the unique curveballs you face online?
Oh, there are plenty. Website glitches delivery delays those "where's my order" emails.
Yeah, frustrating.
And the customer is usually already stressed by the time they reach out.
So de-escalation skills are even more important online.
Totally. You don't have that face-to-face interaction to smooth things over.
Right.
Empathy, patience, clear communication. Those are your superpowers online.
So you acknowledge the frustration, apologize, and give clear steps for resolution.
Exactly.
They maybe throw in a well-placed emoji.
Haha, maybe. But even with the best intentions, you'll still encounter those really difficult customers.
Oh yeah, the ones who just want to be unhappy.
Right. How do you handle that online where things can escalate so quickly?
I can imagine it takes a lot of restraint not to just fire back a snarky response.
It does. But remember, you're representing the company.
Oh, right.
Professionalism is key even when you're dealing with a virtual troll.
Okay, so you've answered questions, resolved issues, provided top-notch customer service. Is that enough to succeed in online sales? Or is there more to it?
You're right, there's another layer we haven't even touched on.
Yeah.
Data and analytics.
Oh, wow, okay. That sounds a bit intimidating.
It can be, but it's really important.
What does data have to do with being a good online sales associate?
More than you might think. In the online world, you have all this information about customer behavior.
Like what?
Their browsing patterns, what they click on, even what time of day they're shopping.
Wow.
A good sales associate uses that data to their advantage.
So it's like they're part salesperson, part detective.
Exactly. They use that data to personalize recommendations, anticipate future needs, even identify upselling opportunities.
That's fascinating.
It is.
But how does someone learn these data skills?
It's definitely something you can learn.
Okay, good.
There are tons of resources, online courses, certifications. The key is to be curious, embrace the numbers, and always be looking for ways to improve.
And to not be afraid of a spreadsheet.
Exactly. But all this talk about data and online skills, it brings up a bigger question.
Okay, what's that?
With all this AI and automation, is there even a future for sales associates?
Yeah. Are we all just going to be replaced by robots?
It's a valid concern. A lot of industries are worried about it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Technology is a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used in different ways.
I like that analogy.
Right. So imagine a world where AI handles all the repetitive stuff.
Like what?
FAQs, basic order processing, even product recommendations.
Okay.
That frees up human sales associates to do what they do best. Building relationships, giving expert advice, creating those personalized experiences that technology just can't replicate.
So it's not humans versus robots.
Right.
It's humans and robots working together.
Exactly. And those core skills we keep talking about, they become even more valuable.
Interesting.
As technology gets better, the ability to connect on a human level to understand those subtle needs, that's going to be in high demand.
So maybe this isn't something to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a reason to be optimistic about the future of work.
I think so. The future belongs to those who can adapt, who can see technology as a partner, and who can use their human skills to create value in a world that's constantly changing.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's a really inspiring way to look at it.
it is exciting.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
I'm sure our listeners are ready to take it all in.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap things up for now. But okay, so welcome back. We've really dug into what it takes to be a successful sales associate.
Yeah, both in that traditional retail setting
Mm.
and in the ever-changing world of online sales.
And through it all, it seems like that human connection keeps coming up.
It really does.
Like no matter how fancy technology gets,
Yeah,
that human element is still so crucial.
especially when you're trying to connect with customers and build those relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
what's that one key takeaway? What's the nugget of wisdom we want to leave our listener with?
I think it's this: never underestimate the power of genuine human connection.
Yeah.
Whether you're face-to-face with a customer or interacting through a screen, those core skills.
Communication, empathy,
Yeah.
authenticity.
All that stuff. It's invaluable.
Couldn't agree more. And if you're hungry for more on this topic,
Yeah.
definitely check out the full workable article.
It's packed with good stuff.
Tons of insights for both job seekers and employers.
Yeah.
You can find the link in the show notes.
But as you keep learning, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, lay it on me.
We've talked about how the skills of a sales associate might need to adapt for different settings.
Like online sales or even the metaverse.
Yeah, exactly. But what about the customer?
Oh, that's interesting.
How might their expectations and behaviors change in these new spaces? What kind of opportunities and challenges will that create for the future of sales?
Wow, that's a great question. It seems like the world of sales is always evolving.
Well, for sure.
So those who can anticipate and adapt to those changes will be the ones who really thrive.
Exactly. So stay curious, embrace those shifts, and never stop learning.
Because the future of sales is full of possibilities.
It really is.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of sales associates.
Great talking with you.
Thanks for joining us.